And I mean, he used to jump out of helicopters with a gun in his hand, but he won't drive a car.
Oh, he can't drive a car?
He won't drive a
Oh, he
car.
won't.
But I also lost 15 kids.
Oh, 15.
So,
15 passed away.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's pitiful.
I spent 10 days with one. I was dying of AIDS, and it was like an out-of-body experience because during that 10 days we bought his coffin,
Yeah.
had pictures taken, picked out music for the funeral, made a list of the people he wanted at the...
Yeah. It's hard.
Another one came home and hanged himself in my basement
Oh, no.
in 1986, which is the reason I wound up down here. And we had...
You mean here in St. Paul? Or?
Yeah. We left Duluth.
That's right.
Because at that time the county kind of had a... I don't know if it was a formal or just one that they were pushing informally, that teenagers that were going into foster care had so much time, whatever that meant, a reasonable length of time to make some changes, or they were going to be thrown out of foster care.
Oh, no.
Well,
where would they have gone?
In that days there was at least 10 teenagers that committed suicide in 10 weeks, 10 consecutive weeks.
Oh, my Lord.
And I had one, some friends had one.
Oh, there was something going on. I read something about that.
Yeah,
there was a whole bunch of kids who were committing suicide.
I mean, it was like...
It's like an epidemic.
It's like salmon swimming upstream. It was just one right after the other.
Yeah, it's just pitiful. I don't know what was going on with the kids.
Well, they...
I don't know.
Had nowhere to go. They were being... They came off the street, or they came from disturbed households. And when they were released or told to, you know, taken out of foster care, they either went back to the same mess or they went out on the streets. And some of these kids weren't
ready.
You know, weren't ready.
Mentally.
So one of my kids was gone and came home on a Wednesday night, and we talked for about 48 hours almost straight. And I found him hanging in my basement on a Friday morning.
Oh my God.
And I found out about
Larry.
3 weeks later that he had told the kids in the house at the time he was there that when he died, he was going to die with me.
Oh, he was going to kill you or take you with him?
No, he was going to die with us in our house.
Oh my Lord.
So
I'm so sorry.
So he came back to do that.
From the war?
No, he was just out on the street.
On the street. Oh my God.
So
I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible. What a terrible loss.
Yeah. So, you know, I always try to get through that without, you know, and it's hard. So, but yeah, I lost 15, and the first one I lost was 11 years old. So.
Oh no.
He was also the youngest. Hanged himself.
Another 11-year-old?
Yeah. Well, this kid was 18, but the first one I lost back in 1968 was 11.
Oh my Lord. Wonder what happens to him. I think a lot of times that you're taking in a foster child, and does he tell you everything that's really going on in his mind? You know, when you take them in, do they really sit down and ever talk with you?
There's kids that will talk more than other kids.
Well, I know.
You know,
oh, I know. But do they ever really divulge what they're really feeling? You know what I mean?
Sometimes.
Well, wouldn't you have gotten help for those children if they had reached out to you before that happened?
I would have, but you know, in that kid's case, and I was depressed from, of course, the time I walked in the room and saw him, until that kid, another kid told me what I just told you about coming home and dying in our house. And then I was relieved, because for that 3 weeks or 4 weeks I was asking myself,
what did I do?
Did he come home to do this, or was it just a decision he made Thursday night?
While I was there.
And it was driving me nuts, not being able to come up with an answer to that.
Yeah.
And then this kid called and wanted to meet me, and we got together, and he told me that. Now the alternative to the schedule for him was that the day I found him hanging in my basement, he was supposed to check into a sleazebag hotel in downtown Duluth in order to establish a residence for, and I was thinking to myself, when he went to bed Thursday night and I asked him how he was feeling, he said peaceful. And I thought to myself, I should have picked up on it. But I was too busy being a dad and not, you know.
Saying goodnight to him.
Yeah. But I thought to myself, what would I have done if I had been? I would have taken him to a hospital. He would have been mad.
And maybe he would have done it the next day.
Because I did it once before.
He would have been mad and done it the next day.
Yeah, in that hotel. In that sleazebag hotel.
Are going to do it no matter what.
And if I had had a phone call from somebody telling me that he had been found hanging in a cheap hotel room,
oh my Lord, that would have broke your heart. It'd be worse.
So I've.
Oh my goodness.
For 27 years, 26 years, I've been telling myself, someday when I see you again, I'm going to first kick your butt and then I'm going to hug you.
Yeah. I'm going to kick your butt.
Right. So I always believe in looking for the good things even in a bad situation.
Well, you have to.
You know, like.
You have to.
Like the chair. This physical thing started out with a diagnosis of MS when I was 9.
Yeah.
And it hit me hard, and then by about age 15, I was in pretty good shape again, most respects. And then the whole thing took about a 40-year break.
So you didn't have to worry about any of it for left you for 40 years.
It let me go into 3 different careers.
Yeah, you went.
And then in the mid-90s, it started up again.
That's weird.
But I'm thinking to myself.
In the mid-90s?
Yeah, while I was at the jail.
And then it came back.
I started developing some physical problems again. And
that's terrible. I wonder why that happened.
Then I had, someday when I get, I'll ask.
Ask the man upstairs what happened.
See, even that is I laugh about, because I always tell people that if I die and go up there, I know a lot of people up there. If I die and go down there, I know a lot of people down there too.
Probably, yeah, probably.
So I'm not going to be friendless no matter
where you go.
No matter where I go. So.
Yeah. I'm sure you're going upstairs.
The only thing is the humidity is different down here.
Yeah, well, the humidity. You don't like humidity.
So, you know.
When did you meet your wife?
I met my wife on New Year's Eve, 1970.
70.
Yep, and she was the niece of my boss.
Oh wow.
The judge.
Oh wow, Judge Daddy.
Yes.
That was neat.
So we got invited to. It was a setup with her aunt. this first date thing. We went to a party, And probably around 1 a.m. we went out to the car, and we had a rainstorm.
Uh-oh, so you had to sit in the car.
And the only way to get home was to go down this hill.
Uh-oh.
Looked like a San Francisco hill. We got to the top, and I looked at the street, and it was glorious all the way. We would have wound up in Philadelphia.
Yeah, slid all the way through.
Right. So we turned around, we went back.
Yeah.
And we spent overnight, and I didn't sleep a wink because I was thinking to myself, I'm going to take my boss's niece home tomorrow morning, get my pink slip, and I'm going to be able to say that I lasted 6 months on the job.
Yeah, right, because he's going to get rid of you.
So next morning we went home, and we walked in the back door, and the judge is like this.
Uh-oh, yeah, what do you guys?
Her mother is like this, and her aunt is like this, and all of a sudden they started to laugh. And I went like this, of course.
I bet you did.
But we went together for 2 years, and then we broke up. I wanted to get married. She said drop dead, so to speak. And then it was 25 years later.
25 years later. What did she think about?
I asked her again. She said, yeah.
What did you think about? What did she think when you guys were married? What did she think about taking on all these children as foster children? She was in
She
for
said,
it.
I don't like being called mom.
She didn't.
And I said, well, sweetheart, your choice is either going to be mom to a bunch of 35 to 55-year-olds.
Yep.
Or grandma to a bunch of, you know.
Yeah.
So she likes mom. She doesn't like grandma.
Mm-hmm.
I like grandpa. There's
like grandma and
no
grandpa.
better word in the English language than grandpa.
That's for sure.
Maybe dad, but.
No, dad and grandpa's pretty good. Pretty good words.
So, yep.
So you can get your book on Amazon, right?
Yep, you can get it on Amazon. You can go into bookstores, and they're not on the shelves,
right.
but you can order them. But
Amazon has it.
Right.
I'd like for everybody to get this book because I think you're going to find it to be very interesting. I mean, this fella has led a absolutely fabulous experience in life. I mean, could you imagine taking care of 125 children? I just can't imagine it. I can't imagine it.
I can't either.
What it'd be like.
Not anymore.
But you're like a big brother, and you have wonderful. I just think you're a wonderful guy, and I'm so glad you could come on the show today. And would you come back some other time and we could talk more?
I'd be more than happy to.
Because I'm running out of time. Because they just gave me the signal.
Wrap it up.
And I want to make sure that you could come back.
I will.
Because there's much more to talk about. I mean, you've got so many things to talk about. I mean, you worked in the corrections department with kids, and then you fostered kids, and you survived all this chair, and you're a great man, and I'm proud to know you.
I'm proud to know you too.
Very nice to know you, darling.
You too.
Take care.
Thanks.
And I'll see you soon.
You will.
In a few weeks we'll come back.
All right. Great.
Because we could have show after show.
Oh, I know. We could do our own thing.
We do our own thing here at White Bear Lake and WCCO. And I want to thank you guys for listening today. And I'm going to start having little segments of hot topics. Hot topics. So stay tuned, and I'll keep you informed about my new hot topics. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And don't forget, get the book.